I was just going to ask you about a couple of players, if I may. Firstly, about Oba. It was clearly it's been obviously a very emotional time for him. What was completely overwhelming was the support he had from his teammates. You know, that shows his standing, I guess, as captain, as a leader, and as a player in the dressing room. How sort of touching was that, and also how difficult has this period been for a player like him?
Well, I think it shows the spirit around the dressing room and how much we care for each other. And when things are difficult is when you really need to see as well, when you are a little bit away from that place. Okay, are they thinking of me? Are they supporting me? And the answer is a big yes. And he's a player that is very much liked and respected because of his character and what he's done at the club. And I think he totally deserves that support. And individually for him, it's been tough because when you see a member of your family suffer and go through a difficult periods, emotionally it drains you, and you have to be close with them. And I think he made the right thing to be next to them.
Do you have to be strong-willed, strong-minded? Is he shown that, you know, this week since he's come back? His qualities.
Yeah, because as well, it was difficult because he wants to be here, he wants to be 20, he doesn't want to miss football matches. I think you guys know Woba, and that he wants to play every minute or every single competition. So he was having the responsibility to be there, but at the same time, he wanted to be here. He was training on his own, and I think he's managed that really well.
Yeah, his quality is outstanding. You can see when he's full of confidence, as maybe he's showing, you know, just of late. You know, there's few better, I think, in the Premier League, is there?
I think you touched the key words, and every player needs that confidence. But his ability to produce the big moments and to score the goal, which is the most difficult thing in football, it's unique, and he's got that ability.
Can I just finally ask you about Thomas Partey? He was so dominant. I mean, as you played so well in that first half, you could see his quality, and he dominated the midfield. He dominated the game, didn't he? You know, he's going to be such an important player for you, clearly.
Yeah, obviously that's the reason we signed him, because we believe that we needed a player like him to impose himself in games, and give us that dominance and that skill as well that he brings to the team. And um, and we have to see more of him, and more minutes and more games, and slowly get partnerships and units and chemistry around the team, and he needs to be one of our leaders.
Mikel, you played in some wonderful Arsenal midfields. You played with some wonderful midfielders. You've probably seen them down the years at Arsenal. Does he remind you of anyone? And I was just going to ask you, you know, he makes these wonderful forward runs, and maybe sometimes does he need to shoot a bit more? You're going to tell him to shoot a bit more because he's clearly.
Well, he had a shot the other night when he should have passed the ball, so he needs to shoot when it's the right moment to shoot. But he's got that ability to get in the opponent's box as well and run forwards with or without the ball, and have that presence. Atletico Madrid, he scored a few really good goals, and he's something that he needs to do more.
Does he remind you of anyone, fun?
I wouldn't like to compare him with anyone. Sorry.
Okay.
What do the likes of Reece, Joe, and Ainsley need to do to get back in ahead of Anil and Bukayo?
Joe's situation was very clear for me. We talked in the summer about a possible loan. I said to him that I wasn't comfortable with that because I wanted to give him minutes. He was going to play different competition, and in my opinion, it was the right thing to do for his development. I think he's played 17 or 18 games in this period, which is a lot. He's played to a big level, and now we have less competition. And I thought that he was going to have less time, and probably the best thing to do is to give him another 14, 15, 16 games in the Premier League, to have 30, 32 games in one season for what his age and what he's done in the last few years. It will be a really positive thing. We completely agreed. We find the right club, the right manager and coaching staff to do that. So hopefully it's going to be a really successful period for him. With Ainsley, he's in a different phase of his development. He's 24. He's an English international. He's played more games, and he just wanted to start football games, and he wanted that guaranteed. And in my position, it was really difficult to do that. So he was willing to experience something else. He's never been in loan like Joe. and I decided to allow him to do that. He can play in different positions. He might have the possibility to play in midfield, which for him is important as well. And when a player is, his main will is not financial, is not something that is just to play football, it's really difficult to stand on his way when you don't feel that he's going to start that many games.
Do you expect that Ainsley comes back and eventually does become a starter at Arsenal for you?
I expect all the loans that they come back and we make a decision in the summer.
Okay, thanks, Mikel.